Hello everyone, welcome back to the LTM show. We're your hosts Daniel and Alex, and we have got a very exciting show ahead of us today. Supercars have returned
Finally
to our couches, to our TV screens.
Yes.
It's been a long wait, but we're finally here. NASCAR, they travelled to Atlanta Motor Speedway this weekend. But we've also got to talk about what's happening this weekend with Formula One. They're officially back with pre-season testing tonight by the time this comes up.
Yep.
Then we've also got IndyCar and MotoGP starting their seasons as well. But before we get into this weekend's madness, let's talk about what happened last weekend at Sydney Motorsport Park. The season opener of the 2025 Supercars Championship, and what a weekend it was.
Well, what a weekend for Cam Waters. The rest of them could probably just pack up. No, but
season's ended.
The weekend was literally swept by Cam Waters, who qualified on pole for all three races and won all three races.
Maximised points, 315.
Although he only won the second one by literally the closest margin in Supercars history.
What was it? 0.03, which is insane.
Yes.
Thanks to Side Drafter.
Yeah, and the Mustang.
Yeah.
Mustangs were pretty quick this weekend. Had most podiums. I think there was a Randall podium, there was a Monster podium. What was I thinking of? That's pretty good, actually.
We have... So, race one was Cam Waters, Chaz Mostert, and Thomas Randall. That was a Mustang lockout. And then we've got race two with Cam Waters, and then the two Red Bulls, so Feeney and Will Brown.
They picked it up day two.
Yes, and in race three, we've got Cam Waters, Will Brown, and Chaz Mostert.
Yes, I got them right. Cool.
So it was definitely a Mustang superior track.
Yes.
But we definitely, don't undermine the Chev this weekend either with what Red Bull did.
No, they picked up, and they had to because end of day one didn't look too flush.
Although, in saying that though, Anton led practice one for the first time with his new team at Chev.
That's true. He only led sessions though that were in the daytime. Nighttime, the TM18 Chevy was not very good.
Well, he had a decent weekend overall with the new team, but his teammate David Reynolds probably had one to forget. Saturday race specifically, I think he had to start in the pit lane, and unfortunately, because Ryan Wood stalled at the start, he wasn't allowed to leave until Ryan Wood passed turn one.
Oh god!
So that was even more torture.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Speaking of out of the pit lane, can we talk about the? If you haven't seen it, there was
How does this happen?
A happy accident, I'm going to call it.
A happy accident.
Maybe not happy.
That
an
was
accident.
The weirdest sentence I've ever come out your mouth.
Yeah. Well, anyway. How do we explain it?
I don't even know how to
Blanchard Racing just being Blanchard Racing, I guess.
Well, for context, it was qualifying, Sunday?
No, Saturday.
Was it Saturday? Saturday qualifying.
Saturday quality.
Everyone was going out, to set their laps. James Courtney and Aaron Love left the pit lane, but...
Courtney always guns it. He doesn't do weaving and warming up as much as anyone else. He went to go past everybody, and the first person he went to go past was his teammate, Aaron Love, and he was weaving.
Yeah. And he weaved straight into him. Which...
Destroyed the back of Courtney's car, destroyed the front of Aaron's
lifted the car up.
Yeah, literally.
It's pretty wild.
Pretty crazy crash considering it was 20 seconds into qualifying.
Now, you said you're giving a bit of credit to Aaron Love in this case.
Well, you're not expecting that straight away.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But also, I'm thinking it's neither their fault. Why did the team not have a meeting about that? Why are they not on the same level? Why have they not... unless they did, we don't know.
Maybe there was a communication error.
Why did they never say, hey, Aaron, James is going to come by straight away?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know why, and no one will ever know why. So, yeah, who knows?
But, yeah, it was a stupid mistake that shouldn't have happened in the first place. But I have openly expressed that I'm not a huge fan of Aaron Love.
No, you've mentioned this a few times.
And I'm not going to undermine that either.
Well, this just rests your case
This
a bit more.
just makes things... He had a shocking weekend. If we go back 12 months at Bathurst when he started with the team, he crashed, got 0 points, and he's pretty much done that this weekend. They did crashes and stuff.
Well, after that Saturday race, despite the calamities in quali, they finished 11th and 15th.
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't awful, but you can't do things like that. But in saying that, though, I don't give the blame directly to Aaron Love.
No.
You can't see anything out of these cars as it is.
Yes.
And we saw a similar incident when Macaulay Jones I think blocked...
Yeah, he blocked
who did he block?
James Golding.
He blocked James Golding in qualifying on Friday, which could have been really, really ugly. But the thing is, you can't see anything pretty much. And communication, it all comes down to communication.
Yeah, James was really out of sync.
Yeah, so it would have been similar like that with probably the Blanchard guys. But definitely not what they want. But overall, the weekend of racing was amazing. It's probably one of the greatest we've seen.
It was pretty good. Like Sydney Motorsport Park lived up to expectations. They had the hype of round one and obviously having the night races, which did look spectacular.
And speaking of the hype, Alex, what did you think of the first weekend with the 3-day format, with the one race per day?
I actually liked it because, no joke, I woke up on Saturday and I'm like, oh, it's the last day of Supercars. Oh, wait, no, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
It was like, it felt weird. It was, oh, this is the last day of the weekend. No, there's one more to go.
It had that feeling, didn't it?
It did.
It felt more electric when Saturday night, which, well, by the way, Saturday was incredible.
Yeah.
Right? And
I mean, I wasn't really watching.
You were too busy doing something around Bathurst for some reason.
I was too busy on iRacing.
You were too busy giving us the win. We'll talk about that as well. But Saturday already felt exciting and electric. But the fact that we had a race previously, and there's the fact that the race was going to happen the next day, it was just epic. And also the new tyres they're running this weekend, the new Dunlop tyre. It's been a long time coming since Gen 3. Huge credit to Supercars and Dunlop because we actually saw some proper racing. Now, if you go back to maybe last year, or especially 2023 at Sydney Motorsport Park, the racing was non-existent. Right, and Shane Van Gisbergen heavily criticised that back in 23. So to get the new tyre model working as well as it did this time around, and we saw the NASCAR style racing this weekend, it was really, really exciting.
It was, and maybe Shane's watching over in the US thinking, oh, they finally fixed it.
About time.
And for us, it was really enjoyable to watch, and hopefully that type of racing continues.
I think it was fantastic that Supercars let them play on.
Agreed.
Because we wouldn't have got the epic finish if it wasn't for that.
No.
And the amount of penalties they gave out that day, with 15-second penalties, literally everyone had one. Best decision ever. What do you think?
Well, I must admit, what are the 15-second penalties for? Because I was
mostly for pit infringements and stuff like that.
Okay,
and spins.
Right. I was quite busy with that, so yes, I missed out on quite a bit of action because I was busy doing the.
You were busy giving us a cheeky win, which is really cool. Later. We'll talk about that very soon.
But no, I didn't know what the penalties were for. But I did see a lot of stuff about the contact because the redress was a bit dodgy. It was. Will Brown agreed. Like, you've heard the race radio about it? Yeah. He's like, you can't just. It was if you're watching it from a Cam Waters perspective, really clever. Yeah, really smart. He let him through while not letting Will Brown through. If you're Will Brown, you're probably thinking, this is my chance to win.
What's this donut doing?
Yeah, literally. So. Yeah, it depends what side of the fence you're on, but it was pretty cool to let them go because in the past they have given penalties after race finishes. Yeah, Newcastle 2017, and
that one was fair.
That ruins races and championships. So this time they've let them play on.
I love how you just move on from that.
I still lose sleep over that day. Anyway, continue.
As a Red Bull, I was quite happy with that. But people in the comments are going to say I'm a triple header.
Why is there a thing on my head?
What thing on your head?
There was I think I did this.
This is behind the scenes stuff right here.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Anyway, this is going to be really weird if you're listening on Spotify.
Something just popped up on our screen that had a thumbs up on my head. But
maybe they agree with you. Maybe it's Scott McLaughlin from America hijacking your computer. That's probably it. We're keeping that in.
Keep it.
But as a racing fan, and from based off the comments I saw on social media, it's exactly what Supercars needed, was to let them race, and it actually, for the first time in a while, it felt like NASCAR.
Well, I think that's
what I want.
Obviously, that's where things are going with the final structure and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's better though. Yeah. It's better for fans. It's better for the people that are there. There's trackside vision of Cam Waters winning it right at the end, and everyone was losing their marbles.
I saw one on social media. I reposted it. It was like, he's not going to do it. Oh my god, he
then
did
all of a sudden he just.
It was crazy. It was so epic, and I love seeing that. And and for people who say Supercars are dead, maybe turn the TV on and open your eyes and watch the damn thing.
Okay.
Because
he's not wrong.
It's definitely not dead.
No. I think the things they've done, especially in the last 6 to 8 months, big improvements.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
But let's hope the action can come to Melbourne.
Well, we did see some epic action last year.
Last year was great, and then you got better tyres, the better racing, hopefully less penalties and all
maybe
that.
less swearing based off.
How did that go, actually, this weekend?
To be honest, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no one's really mentioned it.
I didn't hear anything. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But we all think it's ridiculous. Everyone, even Speed Cafe, think it's ridiculous.
Well, let's just find out how after the Grand Prix, because F1 and Supercars are going to be there. So
if NASCAR do it, then it's game over.
Oh gosh!
But luckily, it's not FIA sanctioned, so there we go.
No, they got their own rules.
Yeah, exactly, and we've NASCAR's proven that over the years. But what did you think about the fuel churns, the giant NASCAR style bottles?
I mean, like I said, in our preview video, I didn't think it was going to make a huge difference, and it didn't.
It kind of
there was a few pit stops that did end badly, but that was got to do with the actual mechanism of the fuel.
But some of the pit stops were actually really interesting too.
True.
If you saw with the double stack with Red Bull, Feeney was in the pits. Brown, as he went to go in, Cam was actually going to leave, and Cam actually had right away. But Will actually pushed in front of him, and luckily for him, it worked out really well, because that could have been a penalty. But that was beautiful. But one thing Larko pointed out, it made his life easier, because instead of having to grab his big old ruler to measure something else, he actually he could just look at the fuel churn. Stay with me, man. Stay with me. Focus. We might need a new host, because the one next to me is not concentrating.
That was a good one.
That was good, thank you. But he could just visually see how much fuel there is. And it was interesting. Some teams actually had a little bit left just to put in there, or some had a lot just to put a little bit in to control the speed of the flow.
Well, that's what I was saying in the preview as well. Like, more mistakes are prone to happen, like they do in NASCAR.
Well, because obviously the tyres weren't covered by the fuel this weekend. Which caught out probably a couple teams, I think, this weekend.
Well, the Matt Payne strategy on Friday night tried to do the least tyres, two tyre changes versus the 4, and he did get track position, but then got swallowed up at the end. So yeah, strategy was a big deal, which we're not going to see at the Grand Prix, just because there's no pit stops, no garages for the teams as a support category. But I think for the rest of the year, it's definitely an improvement.
Definitely is. I reckon we're in for a good year overall. And Tickford, they're on target to have a good season based off this performance. They had a really shit start of last year.
Yeah, and they've always got a really bad. They've always had a really bad start to the year versus the end. Yeah, they've always trying to make up for lost time.
They're literally McLaren.
Yeah.
Because McLaren had a good year last year altogether. 2023, they had a crap start and got better, and they won the title the year after. Could this be Tickford's year to win the title?
Maybe.
Because Cam Waters finally has the orange number for the first time.
Yes.
And he kept it this weekend. So I'm very excited to see how they go this year. And the epic battle we had with Red Bull and Tickford was unreal. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the year progresses.
Agreed.
All right, so now, speaking of all the NASCAR talk about the crashing and the pranging and the bing bong bong, we now head to the US at Atlanta Motor Speedway to talk about NASCAR.
Yeah, NASCAR went to Atlanta, another week, another race for the US.
What's so funny about the US?
Well, they just race all the time.
Good point.
Yeah, Supercars don't race for another 3 weeks, so...
Must be nice.
Exactly. And they're racing
We just love our public holidays.
And they're racing again this weekend. Moved out to Atlanta, way different of a track than it was at Daytona, and we had a new victor this weekend, which is Christopher Bell, who probably shouldn't have actually won, let's be honest.
Well, if it wasn't for that bump draft.
He wasn't about to win, and then a caution saved his butt, and he ended up being the victor. The race saw a lot more carnage than it did kind of at Daytona. Daytona did see its fair share of carnage, but
and
there were more incidents, and a rollover, which this didn't have, so maybe not as much.
Yeah.
But there was nothing up until lap 102. Obviously, the stage 1 was a 60-lap dash, and Josh Berry won that one. But then nothing happened accident-wise until 102, where we saw Eric Jones kind of thinking a gap was big enough, but it wasn't, and then took himself out of the race. Basically, they had 3 of his 4 wheels puncture, which is pretty funny. And then nothing happened until 1 lap 50, where Elliott hit the wall, then took out Joey LaJoy and Brad Keselowski. Similar thing on lap 84. Suarez had a moment. Actually, I think this was caused by someone else, but Suarez, Gregson, Gibbs, Costa, and Yealy, I think I pronounced his name, Yealy, all got caught up in probably the biggest crash of the week of the race. Lap 204, Ryan Briscoe had a moment, which then took out Chris Buescher and Alex Bowman. And then last but not least, second to last, was Hocevar hit Blaney and then had a little spin, no damage done, but another caution. And then the last crash of the day, which was about to be the finish, was about 3 laps to go, this forced overtime, which saw Cindric and Byron have a moment, took each other out. And then overtime. Overtime saw, if you don't know what the rules is, Daniel mentioned it last week, but 2 laps basically to win. And then there was another crash on the second to last corner that involved Josh Berry. And at that point, they stopped the race. Whenever the caution light came on, whoever was leading is the victor, and that was Christopher Bell.
And only just too.
He was about to get overtaken, but he didn't have the run.
He did get a bump draft, didn't he?
He did, by the guy who should have beat him.
Yeah. So
Hocevar, who made no friends this week.
He's probably regretting that.
Well, he took out Blaney, who Blaney then hit him on the cooldown lap.
Yeah, okay. So he's Chick Hicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He was, bullied. Well, I guess maybe he's thought...
Well, he actually, that final crash as well, Shane Gisbergen got involved in too, unfortunately.
Well, shout out to Shane. He had a really good race.
He did.
Was up the front, it was top 4 for quite a few
Held his
times.
ground as well.
Yeah, it was helping his teammate Ross Chastain get the lead. Overall, he's getting better. Just needs to stay out of trouble, which is easier said than done in NASCAR.
Well, we said here before we started this, next week could be it.
Well, if you don't know, it's the first non-oval track.
Which means it's a road course.
Which means it's a normal left and right track.
Yeah.
Basically, and it's at COTA. So
I love how you described a road course. It's the non-oval track.
It is, though.
It is true, but...
They're all on road.
Some people would just say it's a road track.
Well, Americans, I don't know how you describe things, but they call, a road an oval, even though an oval is still a road. Think about it. Anyway.
He's onto something.
Still a road.
He's onto something here. You're gonna hurt.
Anyway, I just call it because NASCAR and Americans don't know what they're talking about. They just go left and right. So I'm saying.
Well, in America, it's actually called the Boost Mobile Taco Bell Oval because Americans do their sponsorships and all that.
Do it? I don't know.
They love to fit their sponsorships
anywhere
and everywhere.
They've even got a new restart zone which has another sponsor.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not shocked.
They need the money apparently. This weekend we'll head over to Austin in Texas, where hopefully Shane Van Gisbergen can get his second Cup Series victory. He learned his lesson last year where he got bullied out of the lead, basically in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, by Austin Hill.
Who you're still not a fan of.
I'm never going to be a fan of him.
But he didn't get promoted this year, so other guys did.
That I'm a fan of.
Yes.
But no, he did really well at COTA last year.
Could be his time.
But now he's learned, right, you said. And he actually said in an interview that he needs to stop having fun. He's having too much fun in NASCAR. He needs to stop and get his head down and get cracking.
Yeah.
And I reckon he can do it this weekend. I reckon Shane Van Gisbergen will be the winner unless he gets taken out again like it has been lately.
Well, basically what he's saying is he needs more balls.
Yeah.
He needs to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
Which we know he's been aggressive.
And he's already got balls, by the way. We've seen that in Supercars with him and Scotty Mack.
Oh, mate. He just needs to take that and then get another 10 times.
He just needs to imagine that everyone's his Scotty Mack.
Yeah, even though they're best mates.
It's
to come up again.
It's just...
It's your hand.
It must be Scott McLaughlin.
No, it's...
every time we mention him, it appears. Spotify users, by the way, the thumbs up thing happened again, alright? Just imagine it with your mind.
So weird.
It must be Scott McLaughlin. But speaking of Scott McLaughlin, we do have IndyCar starting this weekend as well, which is going to be really cool. St. Pete. I know we've sort of drifted away from NASCAR. But
that's our opener.
Nice transition. How do you reckon he's going to go this weekend, but also this season? Do you reckon this could be it?
This weekend is one of his favourite tracks. Most successful.
Well, it's where he's debuted at too.
He won Didn't win last year though because he took out Roman Grosjean. We ignore that. The year before he won there for his first IndyCar victory. He's pretty much openly said it's this year's championship is his aspirations. Top 3s where he's finished. Top 4s is where he finished the last couple of years. And now it's his 4th full-time year, I think. And
he started in 21.
Yeah.
So it would be
going all for it this year, and I think he can do it.
I reckon
it was the quickest at Indy. Indy. Should have won that if he had the qualifying pace, but not the race pace.
But he didn't have the clutch either. The clutch was
true.
So every restart it was just a torture for him.
True, and then every time they go on a road course, he's up the front. He got his first oval win last year at Iowa, which was pretty cool. But a bit of a short oval track. Yeah. But still, doesn't matter. It's oval, and he's got the confidence to win on both type of tracks now, and hopefully this is his year.
Well, he showed heaps of improvement last year as well, and so I reckon it could well and truly be his year. But there are so many talents in that field.
I think it's the highest field.
Penske,
besides NASCAR.
Well,
I think it's the closest field.
Well, we've also got Prema joining the series this year as well.
Yep.
Who have been the leading teams in Formula 2. So they could be a factor. Pato Award might be looking at being pretty decent again as well.
We've had this chat for a while now about how the guys that just haven't made it into Formula 1 have gone to IndyCar and done well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them have been really, really impressive. And obviously Pato Award you mentioned is after the F1 season wrapped up, he did a test for McLaren. And
Abu Dhabi. He actually did FP1, so that was really cool.
Was really good. It was really quick. So, no, definitely the talent that's in IndyCar is just getting better and better. The biggest field this year is about to hit the track.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to that season. Hopefully we can watch a lot of it. And, it's going to be wild.
Yeah, and obviously Formula 1, we'll talk about that in a minute. Nice transition. But MotoGP is also starting this weekend.
Unless you're Jorge Martin.
So basically he had a crash early, in early testing, and he broke his wrist, and no surprise, he misses out round 1. For Marquez fans, or Bagnaia fans, anyway. But
no one cares.
It's definitely not an ideal start for his championship.
Well, hopefully for him, it's just the only race he misses.
Hopefully.
Because if he misses more, then he could have a very big deficit to make up. Obviously, one race, you could probably get away with it. It's not like Supercars. The point system is ridiculous.
Well, last year, the only reason we saw a very close fight between him and Bagnaia was the amount of crashes that he had and the amount of 0 points he got.
Well, both of them did that.
Yeah, exactly. So, never say never with this sport, but you don't want to start the season with 0 sort of thing.
And now there's even a hungrier rider in red who wants to win a championship.
And I reckon this is Marquez's year.
It could be. I'm calling everyone else's as well, but I'm calling a double red championship.
It's going to be a Ducati win, but the question is which rider. Also, I'm excited to see Acosta in those KTM colours. KTM has been under fire a lot lately with their drama behind the scenes financially. I'm excited to see how 4 of them. I'm excited to see how all 4 of those bikes go. I'm excited to see how Miller goes.
Yeah, I was about to mention
nice transition.
Yamaha have improved heaps over the summer. The winter summer for us.
Summer for us Aussies.
Yeah, winter for the Europeans. And apparently the Yamaha is almost back to how it used to be. So keep an eye out for Fabio Quartararo, Alex Rins, Miguel Oliveira, and Jack Miller, who may have the opportunity to rebirth his career. Because I'm surprised he's in there this year after the performances he had for KTM.
Yeah.
And he's got his one final chance, really.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can.
And to be honest, I didn't think he was going to get another chance this year. So hopefully it's definitely going to be a make or break year for him. Let's shift over back to 4 wheels. This tonight, actually, by the time this pod comes up, the Bahrain preseason testing for Formula 1 is happening. It will be streamed on KO for all us Aussies out there, Sky Sports for all you Brits. I am so pumped. The hype is finally here. Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton.
Hang on, let me stop you. I'm going to stop you. He is in the car for the first session today.
Straight out the bat.
Straight out the bat.
I love that.
He's in the car first, then it's Charles for the PM. So if you don't know how testing works, there's 3 days of testing at Bahrain, which used to be round 1 of the series. Now it's back in Melbourne. And they have an AM and a PM session. That speaks for itself. Over the 3 days, and 1 driver per car. They don't have 2 cars out. Well, I'm pretty sure they do actually have both cars there, but
they just don't use them at the same time, I don't think.
Yeah. Anyway, 2 cars.
1 car per team.
Sorry, 1 car. Yeah, exactly. 1 car, 2 drivers, 1 car per session. Now I have the schedule. Would you like me to go through it?
Yeah, might as well.
So I'm only going to say today's first.
Yeah.
Because not every team's actually it's all of them except for Ferrari. Surprise, surprise.
Do what you want to do.
Okay, cool. So McLaren, they will have Oscar Piastri first, then Lando Norris this evening. Ferrari, as I said, Lewis Hamilton is in the car first. I think they have to do that just for media reasons.
I think that was the plan.
Probably.
Charles is like, I wanted to go. Nah, you're not Lewis Hamilton. Sit down.
Pretty much. And then it'll be Charles for the PM. Now, there's 2 ways of going about this. You can have a driver do a whole day, AM, PM, and then the next driver do the other day, or you can half it. Now, I mentioned that because Red Bull will have Liam Lawson in first in the AM, and then Max in the PM. And then tomorrow and then Friday will be just Liam tomorrow, and then just Max on Friday.
Yep.
They're the only team that's done. No, sorry, Williams is doing it too. I'll go through to Mercedes. Kimi Antonelli is going to be doing the AM session. Then George Russell PM. Then they've swapped for the other 2 days. Aston Martin will have Alonso in the car first. Then Lance Stroll. Alpine will have Jack Doohan in the car first. Then Pierre Gasly. Haas will have Ollie Behrman make his debut first. Then Esteban Ocon. Yuki Tsunoda will have his first run, then Isaac Hadjar. Alex Albon will be in the car first, then Carlos Sainz in the Williams. And then finally, Nico Hülkenberg will be first, and then Gabriel Bortoleto in the PM. I would say, besides maybe Hülkenberg and Sainz, that all the drivers I want to see are in the car.
Tonight?
First. Yeah, first.
Perfect.
I would say that.
Now, the cool thing is, though, Lewis, this isn't Lewis's first time in the Ferrari. He's actually done about 300 or so, or even more than that. He's done so many Ks in a Ferrari already. But this will be the first time the cars are together with the 2025 spec.
Yes.
Because a lot of testing have happened with previous models, because that's part of the rules. You can only do, I think, 1,000 kilometres between 2 drivers in an older spec car before season begin.
Okay.
About that. So I'm excited to see how they go. Of course, seen shakedowns happen with the 25 cars. So Lewis has already driven that car already at the test track.
Mm-hmm. Handy when you have your own test track.
It is handy, but that is very limited because it's just a shakedown. So this will be a proper test for everyone, give us a proper idea what to expect this season, and I am so pumped for it.
While we're here, I just want to mention the grid, but also new numbers. There's new numbers into the season. I'll just quickly bring them. I know most of them off by heart, but I'll just triple check. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know that Jack Doohan is making his debut.
We spoke about this the other day, didn't we?
Yeah, so there's a few new numbers you have to keep an eye on. Mm-hmm. Let me just reject F1 something, or do I have to do that now?
Reject F1's lost a friend request.
Noise outside.
That was F1 rejecting.
Yeah.
They weren't happy.
Liam Lawson will be in the 30 car, which I'm pretty sure he had the same number last year.
Yeah, so he ran 40 when he replaced Danny Rick, but when he replaced Danny Rick again, which I just realised he's done it twice now, number 30 was his childhood number, so that's why he's running that.
Yeah. Apologies if you're hearing a bang in the background. It's next door doing something. Andrea... Oh, I don't know why I said Andrea. Kimi Antonelli is first name set next to Andrea. Is running number 12. That confused me actually just then, didn't it?
Which is also a fun fact. You know the hype with Senna and stuff? That was his number at Lotus and his first year at McLaren as well. Number 12. So... don't know, just felt like putting that in.
Oh, that's a good stat. Jack Doohan were on the number 7 car.
Which is, we all know that it's similar to another Kimi.
Yep.
But I think there's like a rule now with there's a 5-year gap a number needs to have in order to be reused again.
Really?
Yeah. That's why That's why someone else is running Kimmy's number.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not your number forever. So if someone wanted to run number 5, which I believe someone is actually, which is Bortoletto. So there you go. Yeah. Except for 17, they've banned 17 for Jules Bianchi. So
exactly.
There you go.
Which is a shame because that's my favourite number.
That's a really good number.
So wouldn't be able to use that if I ever got that.
Well, it's good. It's a respect, so that's good.
No, I agree. Isaac Hadger will run number 6. Don't even know who's run number 6 in the past. Ollie Behrman is running 87.
So,
which is
the only guy I know is Will Brown, not Brock Brown.
Same old for Carlos and Hulkenberg, and then Bortoletto is number 5, which was last run by Vettel.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. And first Brazilian since Rubens. Felipe Nasr in Formula 1, who was there in 2015. But the last ever Brazilian winner was Rubens Barrichello.
Speaking
of 2011.
Rubens, can I just mention real quick?
Yeah.
There's a photo going around of Rubens' son.
Yes.
Can't remember his name, his first name, but his son.
I'll get this up because I know I like it.
Yeah, Rubens' son and Mick Schumacher, Michael Schumacher's son, are in a photo together for WEC, which also kicks off. No, not this weekend. Weekend after, I think, in Qatar. Actually, let me just triple check when that actually starts because WEC is actually really big this year. It's gotten bigger last year, and this year is worth the watch. And I'm pretty sure it's just available on YouTube.
Eduardo,
so yes.
If you can see that, which you probably can't, but if you can, it shows when... You can sort of see it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a photo of when Rubens and Michael teamed up at Ferrari, and now it's Mick and Barrichello again, which is really cool. And also, can we just, before we finish the shot, can we just point out the WEC Valkyrie? The Aston Martin.
God.
It's literally, I can't even legally say it without being delisted. It is insane. The sound of that V12 engine is incredible.
Oh, it's nuts. It's completely ridiculous.
So when is round?
Well, they have the Qatar, it's called the Qatar 1812 kilometre. I'm not even joking, that's what it's called. They've run 1,812 Ks around Qatar.
So that is this weekend.
Which is this weekend, correct?
Yeah.
And then, they have a pretty good calendar, actually, I would say. Then 6 hours of Imola, 6 hours of Spa, 24 hours of Le Mans, 6 hours of Brazil. That'll be the Road Atlanta one?
That is...
Lone Star Le Mans. Was that Petit Le Mans?
I think so.
Yeah, then 6 hours of Fuji and 8 hours of Bahrain.
Looking good. I'm excited for that.
What track would you put WEC on in Australia if you could?
In Australia?
I reckon the Bend.
The Bend
definitely do it.
But not the short one, the 7.7.
The huge one, the huge one.
The big one.
Yeah.
Definitely a 24-hour race at the Bend. Or
at least 12,
yeah. That's definitely it.
That's the only
track.
Yeah.
No, I can't think of any others. Because the Bend was going to have Asian Le Mans Series races before COVID hit.
It was built to host that.
Yeah, exactly. So, by all means, put it on there.
Yeah. No one's going to complain to see about Valentino Rossi twice a year in Australia.
No, exactly. And I would love that. We can't have hypercars at the Bend, chef's kiss.
Imagine the Aston Martin. Imagine the Aston Martin.
You'll be able to hear it all the way in Adelaide.
Yeah, probably. No, you're not even wrong. It's 90 kilometres away and probably still hear it. But lots of racing's back, Daniel, and we're very excited about it.
I am so pumped. And also this weekend, of course, is the round 1 of the Super Series, the High-Tech Wars.
Yes.
We will be there trackside this weekend at Winton Raceway with Ivan racing in the Hyper Racer in the Australian Drivers' Championship, which was formed, for people who don't know, it was actually formerly the S5000 Championship.
Yeah.
And before that, the Formula Holden Series. So it's had a big history in motorsport.
20 cars?
20 cars, big field this weekend, lots of karters.
But if you're not interested in Hyper Racer, there's heaps of other categories.
We've got TA2 muscle cars.
Yeah, Legends.
We've got Legends cars, the IRC, what's it called? The Mark
XLs?
cars. Yeah, XLs as well,
XLs.
but there's the Mark cars mixed with the V8s and GTs.
Yep.
It's basically the leftovers class, which I think is a fantastic... It's funny, but I think it's a fantastic thing for the sport.
You should name that, yeah.
Because we've seen so many fantastic cars, like the Kumo series, which is originally Super 3. Those cars aren't allowed to be used anymore for that, so bring them over here, let them still... Because, you don't want to race. As cool it is having a car in a museum, it's even cooler to hear it on track and do it what it was designed to do.
Exactly.
Is race. So I'd love to see those cars. We'll also be seeing some old GTs. So the Audi, which is obviously, I don't think is being really ran anymore. Or, I don't know. I'm not really...
It's more of a death trap, to be honest.
Yeah, so the old GT3 cars will be running as well, which will be really cool. So
now, we're going to be trackside the 28th, 1st and 2nd.
Yes.
So 28th of Feb,
Yeah.
1st, 2nd of March.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Winton all day. We'll have our OTM shirts on. Yeah. So if you see us around, say hi.
Give us, just don't buy it. Well, I mean, we won't buy it if you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, for real, feel free to come and say hi. We can show you even around the hypercar.
Yeah.
Hyper Racer if you want
keep
as
saying
well.
hypercar.
Let's just call it
it's
hypercar.
better in my head. But no, it's probably the first time I think we're going to travel together for a trip.
It's my first time ever at Wington.
Yes. I only went there 3 weeks ago.
Our first interstate trip together.
Yes.
When I say first, I mean my first with you guys. You guys have already been.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to
Won't be the last of the year, but if you're in Melbourne, Victoria, make the 2.5 hour trip up. And visit us at Winton. Check out the action. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
And also, you made a vlog last week.
I did. So if you want to feature in the vlog, come say hi.
Yeah, which will absolutely cook.
Yeah, stay tuned for our socials. We're going to film absolutely everything we can. Ivan's going to do all the racing stuff. He's got mechanics, so we're just going to do media.
We're going to make things look cool.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see the car in person tomorrow.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Friday.
Now, speaking of cool, over the weekend, we...
right.
I was going to say, what are you going to remember? We attempted and won.
We didn't just attempt it. We freaking smashed it.
We won the Bathurst 12 hour
on iRacing.
So
which my nan thought it was real life. So I'll take that. I'll take that.
Oh, that's funny. No, it was a huge accomplishment. I've attempted this race, I think 4 or 5 times. The highest I've ever finished was second, but that was in a GT4.
You got mighty close last year.
Yeah, that was in a GT4 though. So yeah, first time in the GT3 victors.
Yeah, how good is that?
And the whole race was raining.
My first official special event.
Yeah, you've never done an enduro before.
So I've got a 100% record. So if I retire now, I'll be
Call it a day.
I'll be on a boat at Monaco.
No, but shout out, not only Leslie's obviously not here, but Leslie, our teammate in Townsville, joined us, and he was awesome as well.
He did amazing.
Even when he wasn't driving, he was spectating for me for the whole time I was driving. So shout out to him for being on the computer for 12 hours straight. And no, it was a real team effort. The last hour was very if you could see my heart rate, it would have been to the roof. Like I was so nervous to just not bin it. Yeah. I almost did. Yeah. The Beamer. Shout out to the Beamer on iRacing. That thing is a tank.
It is a weapon, a proper weapon.
I've gone through and started the footage of the recap and
question
how that car survived. I
gotta ask. Yes. What is the size of that replay, gig wise?
I don't know.
Because I'd say it'd be pretty big.
Well, iRacing loaded it up real quick, so I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's
but I'm scared to know what our vlogs or the video's going to be. Yeah. At least not going to be in 4K. So
yeah.
Won't be too bad. But I'm very keen to produce that and show you how we won this mad race because it wasn't easy. I did 7 hours of the 12.
Yeah.
And all of it was in the wet.
Yeah, and you were shitting bricks when you were gridding up. 39th position.
Yeah, that's the best part as well.
That's the best part.
39th we start. Yeah, there was 50 cars. We went to the back, and we won.
It was amazing.
And the best part, I think, the whole thing was the first stint. Obviously started 39th, but I gave the car to Daniel in 4th.
Yeah, and then I gave him the car back in first, so that was really cool.
And then I gave the car to Leslie in 3rd.
And then he gave it back to you in first?
Yeah, exactly.
The main thing is he finished the race in first.
I never got to first place, I just got given first place.
Actually, in fairness, I never did a single overtake, but I moved up 3 places.
Now that you mention it, I don't think I did an overtake.
I don't think any of us did on-track battles because...
I did.
We just did pit stop strategies. Cars in front of us crashed, and
the
Beamers
was just the beast.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
We were a bit nervous to use it, But in the wet, it saved.
It was definitely the best decision overall, and the car felt really good in the dry. Not that you got to experience that.
Wouldn't know.
And I managed to get a fast lap of the team, so I just want to say that. Seriously though,
shout out to the team as well, like Slipstream, IMS, for getting us sorted for the weekend. I designed a livery about a month ago, which I was pretty proud of.
The car is incredible.
There's all the sponsors that were watching on the live stream as well, and when we crossed the line at 9 p.m. at night.
Yeah, it was cool coming back here to work.
Awesome. Yeah, you did it here. You did it literally behind the
I literally did it here. But even when we came back on the Tuesday at work, everyone was like, hell yeah.
We have to go see Leslie. We've got to fly
Yes, we've got to see Leslie. I've still yet to meet the guy.
Yes.
In person.
One day this year. Yeah. But no, thanks for listening, watching, whatever you're watching on. Daniel, you do the recap. You're better at it than me.
Nice. Good work.
Yeah.
Well done with that. I wasn't expecting you to just take it. I was like, wow, here we go.
That's why I'm like, wrap it up.
He's high on the win. As Alex attempted to do, which he did a good job by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching and listening, wherever you're listening on, whether it's YouTube or Spotify. Be sure to check out our social media. Slipstream have a brand new Instagram account now.
Yes.
New Facebook as well. So be sure to follow that and stay up to date with that. I'll be updating that in the description as well and the show notes. Thanks, Alex, for joining me once again on our pod. Thanks to all you viewers out there. Like we said, if you are going to Wington this weekend, feel free to come and say hi to us. We'll love to have a chat and show you around the Hyper Racer. It'll be really, really cool. And stay tuned for next pod. Bye for now.
Bye.